Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we're going to continue our series looking at the new legendary creatures from the Commander Mysteries set. Leading today's deck is a delightful skunk named Olinda the Oblivious. Olinda the Oblivious is a 4-mana 3/3 legendary skunk rogue. Whenever she enters or attacks, for each opponent we put an odor counter on up to one target creature that player controls without an odor counter on it. Each of those creatures has, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 2 life for as long as it has an odor counter on it. And this lasts even if Olinda is no longer on the battlefield. Okay, so let's break her down. First of all, we want to ensure that our opponents have creatures. Without creatures, Olinda has no one to share her perfume with. Sorry, I meant weaponized malodorous biological attack. But that might not always be an option, so we'll want other ways to drain our opponents out. And since we're in mono black, those options tend to be mean. Also, I wanted this deck to be at least moderately functional, so this will be a bracket 3 deck. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, T-Fury. Every day, T-Fury has new designs that are fairly cheap, but that's because they're print to order. So I've gotten into the habit of checking every day to see if they have new designs for myself or for my friends and family. I've ordered scores of shirts over the last decade, and I'm so happy to finally be sponsored by them. Click the link down below to see new designs and to add to your geek wardrobe. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Real quick, before we get to our deck list, I do occasionally stream on this channel, and if you see me live, come say hi. I'll be building commander decks either for patrons or for future videos, so make sure you're subscribed and click the bell icon so you'll get notified when I'm live. Our land base consists of Cabal Coffers, Rogue's Passage, Bojuka Bog, War Room, Cabal Stronghold, Access Tunnel, Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, and 30 swamps. Some ways to make extra mana, a couple of utility lands, and a ton of basics, as is appropriate for our color identity. For mana ramp, we've got Jet Medallion, Cryptghast, Dark Ritual, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Charcoal Diamond, Mind Stone, Felwar Stone, Thought Vessel, Throne of Eldraine, Thrawn Dynamo, Solemn Simulacrum, and Wayfarer's Bauble. Some cost reducers, some mana enhancers, but mostly mana rocks, which is what you'd expect in a mono black deck. For card advantage, we've got Phyrexian Arena, Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, Bolas's Citadel, Dread Presence, Ayara First of Locthwain, Morbid Opportunist, Sign in Blood, Night's Whisper, Decorum Dissertation, and Victimize. Lots of ways to dig through our deck and keep our hands full. For interaction and spot removal, we've got Withering Torment, Imp's Mischief, Deadly Rollick, Infernal Grasp, Defile, Go for the Throat, Archenemy's Charm, Baleful Mastery, and Feed the Swarm. Lots of ways to remove annoying permanents, as is right and proper. Our board wipes consist of Toxic Deluge, the Meat Hook Massacre, and Final Act. Wanted to make sure that when we want the board gone, the entire board is gone. The core of our deck consists of My Precious, Helm of the Host, Slaughter Specialist, a Crowan Horse, Hunted Bone Brute, Clackbridge Troll, Archfiend of Despair, My Scornful Striker, Curse of Disturbance, Hunted Horror, Wound Reflection, Veto, Thorn of the Duskrose, Bloodletter of Aclazots, Exquisite Blood, Bloodthirsty Conqueror, and Sanguine Bond. What? I said we wanted more ways to drain our opponents. Supporting our plan, we've also got Conjurer's Closet, Panharmonicon, Isochron Scepter, Feign Death, Not Dead After All, Supernatural Stamina, Undying Malice, Fake Your Own Death, Kaya's Ghost Form, and Saw in Half. Yes, I want to add Feign Death to an Isochron Scepter. Sue me. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources, but between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. Right on target. 11 pieces of card advantage. 9 pieces of interaction. 3 board wipes. 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Bajuka Bog and Final Act. No singular sudden I win cards, but lots of nasty combos. I'm sure most of you caught the Exquisite Blood Sanguine Bond combo, and with tutors in the deck it shouldn't be that hard to put together. But what I really want to do with this commander is let her attack so we can get her trigger, and let an opponent block her so she deals no commander damage. Then we tap Isochron Scepter with a Feign Death imprinted on it to bring her back after she dies due to combat damage. So we get her enters trigger and an attack trigger every single turn. Even more if we have a Conjurer's Closet or Helm of the Host on board. How delightful. Are you building an Olinda the Oblivious commander deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons. Waffles, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Robert, Pi, Kazaris, Patrick, Boomy, Oscar, Sleech, Luke, Mr. Salty, Daniel Zombie, Brian Waka, Talathia Azander, Michael John, Jotun, and Anthony. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.